Hey kids, there's a scary storm outside. I don't like storms. The wind is so strong, and there is so much rain that the streets are starting to flood. And now the power is out. Good thing I have this lantern. This storm is scary. What kind of things scare you? Lots of things can be scary to go through, like the dark, or when your parents fight, or if grandma gets very sick, even going to a new school or moving to a new place. Today's Bible story is about a scary time where Jesus' disciples were afraid. They were in a storm, kind of like this one. Let's find out what happens to them as we hear our story from Matthew chapter 8, verses 23 through 27, Mark chapter 4, verses 35 through 41, and Luke chapter 8, verses 22 through 25. Wherever Jesus went, huge crowds of people followed him. They knew there was something special about this man, and they wanted to hear everything he said. One day, when Jesus was teaching at the Sea of Galilee, the crowd of people got so big that Jesus had to get into a boat so that everyone could hear him. Later that night, when Jesus was finished teaching, he wanted to get away from the crowds. So he said to his disciples, "Let's sail to the other side of the sea." It was a long way to the other side, and Jesus had been teaching all day long, so you can imagine how tired he must have been. Jesus was so tired after a long day that he went to the back of the boat, laid down on a cushion, and fell asleep. While Jesus was sleeping, dark storm clouds began to gather over them. At first, the storm was small, but it soon began to grow bigger and bigger. The winds began growing stronger and sweeping the waves over the boat, and water was collecting in the boat. Even though some of the disciples were fishermen, they had never been in a storm this big. They were afraid. They thought the boat might sink and they would all drown. And despite all the water and the waves causing the boat to rock back and forth, up and down, Jesus remained asleep in the back of the boat. So the disciples woke him and said, "Lord, save us! We're going to drown!" When Jesus woke up, he didn't freak out like the disciples. In fact, he didn't look worried at all. Jesus was as calm and cool as could be. He said to his disciples, "You of little faith, why are you so afraid?" Then he got up and commanded the storm with authority, "Peace, be still." At the command of Jesus, the wind died down and the waves calmed. The disciples were amazed and said, "What kind of man is this that even the wind and sea obey him?" Wow, what a great story! I guess even in this storm, God is still in control. He made all of creation and is still in authority over it. I don't need to be afraid because he is here with me. Our memory verse this week is from Lamentations 3, verse 57. "Thou drewest near to me in the day that I called upon thee. Thou saidst, Fear not." Lamentations 3:57. God comes close to us when we call him so that we don't have to fear. Hey, the power is back. It looks like the storm might be ending. God was in control the whole time. I guess I didn't actually need to be afraid. It sure didn't help any. I wish I had just called on God and trusted Him from the very beginning. He was always in control. When scary things come our way this week, like that test we are afraid to take or facing that mean friend at school who needs Jesus, we can call on God and He will draw near to us. We don't need to be afraid. Let's choose to trust Him.